Don't scroll. Heaven is leaning close to you right now, and this moment is not ordinary. You didn't land here by mistake. You didn't pause here by coincidence. God has something to say to your heart, and He needs your attention right now. Not when life slows down, not when you feel more spiritual, but in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this very second where heaven and earth meet over your life. My child, I see the weight you've been carrying behind your quiet strength. I see the prayers you whispered when no one was watching. I see the promises you clung to even when disappointment tried to take them from your hands. And I am telling you with love and certainty, today has been marked for you. This moment is not empty. It carries the fingerprints of God. He has been preparing it long before you knew you needed it. You may think this is just another message, just another video passing by, but heaven knows better. This is a divine interruption. You have waited, hoped, held on, and wondered if anything was really happening behind the scenes. Sometimes you believed with your whole heart, and other days it felt like your faith was hanging by a thread. You've pressed forward even when you felt stuck, smiled through your exhaustion, and convinced yourself to keep going when you wanted to give up. God saw every part of that journey. He saw the strength you didn't know you had. He saw the tears you wiped quickly because you didn't want anyone else to notice. He saw the storms you endured quietly because you didn't want to burden others. And He is not ignoring your faith or your pain. He is responding to it right now. This is a moment of invitation. God isn't forcing you. He is calling you with love that carries urgency, not panic. There are blessings and breakthroughs tied to obedience in moments like these. Not because God punishes delay, but because fear steals what faith is ready to receive. You are standing closer to a breakthrough than you realize. You have been walking on the edge of change and didn't know it. That stirring inside you, that restlessness you couldn't explain, that whisper that said, "Something is shifting," that was not your imagination. That was God preparing you for a new chapter. Heaven is ready. Angels stand positioned. Your miracle is not being created today. It has already been prepared. God was shaping it while you were waiting, refining it when you doubted, and holding it safely when you felt forgotten. You prayed for it with a trembling voice, and then assumed heaven was silent. But God heard. He remembered. And now He is calling you to open your heart just a little wider. Trust Him a little deeper. And believe again, even if hope feels fragile in your hands. You may feel tired. You may wonder if you even have the strength to believe again. But God is not asking you to prove anything. He is not demanding perfection. He simply wants your yes. Not a fearless yes, not a confident yes, just a willing one. He knows you. He knows the nights you whispered His name with more tears than words. He knows the questions that stayed locked behind your ribs. He knows the disappointment that taught you to expect less so it wouldn't hurt so much. But today is different. This is not just another day on a calendar. This is a divine appointment. God says, you are not late. You are not behind. You have not missed what was meant for you. You are standing exactly where you were meant to stand. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment has aligned you with what He is doing now. You are not waiting for your miracle to exist. Your miracle is waiting for your heart to open. Trust does not require answers. You don't need to see the entire path. You only need to take one step with Him now. Heaven moves when faith whispers yes. Even a tired yes. Even a broken yes. Even a hesitant yes. You have survived so much more than others know. You learned to stay quiet when you wanted to scream. You learned to press forward with wounds no one could see. You learned to carry burdens that were heavier than your shoulders were designed for. But survival was never God's final plan for you. Surviving was the bridge. Receiving is the destination. God is not calling you to endure anymore. He is calling you to embrace what He has prepared. Some blessings only unlock when your spirit responds quickly. Not because God is impatient, but because doubt grows when we hesitate. And God doesn't want doubt to steal what He is placing in front of you. He wants joy to rise where fear controlled your steps. He wants hope to return where disappointment hardened your heart. He wants your faith to breathe again. You are not being asked to leap blindly. You are being asked to trust the One who walked with you through every storm you've survived. Every moment of pain shaped you. Every tear softened you. Every unanswered prayer molded you into someone who can recognize God's voice when it calls. You feel the weight of this moment because it matters. You feel the pull in your chest because heaven is near. You feel something awakening inside you because God is touching places that have been numb for a long time. Don't scroll past this moment. Don't shrug it off as coincidence. You asked for a sign. You begged for clarity. You cried out for confirmation that God still sees you, still loves you, still remembers your story. This is that confirmation. This is that sign. This is that whisper from heaven. You are seen. You are chosen. You are deeply loved. And today, something is shifting in your favor. If your heart is ready, even trembling and unsure, respond. Whisper yes. Believe again. Trust God fully. Not halfway, not cautiously. And as your faith opens, watch how heaven begins to move around you. God delights in your trust. He rejoices when you turn toward Him with expectation. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. Type Amen. If your heart receives this, share this message if God touched you today. Stay blessed and stay close to Him. Stop right here. Don't rush past this moment. because there is more heaven wants to place inside you. God is not finished speaking. You didn't arrive at this point by coincidence. Your heart is being led. Your spirit is being pulled, and God is opening a door inside you that your mind may not fully understand yet. Pause. Breathe. Listen. Because what comes next is part of the miracle that has already begun moving toward you. My beloved child, I know how many seasons you have walked through feeling unseen, unheard, and unprotected. I saw how life demanded strength from you, even when you felt like you had none left to give. I watched you drag yourself through days that tried to drain your hope. People may have overlooked those battles, but I never did. I was close in every moment, even in the ones where you felt most alone. You whispered prayers thinking they were lost in the air, but every single one landed in my hands. You have been stretching to believe that something good is still possible for you. You've tried to hold on when your grip was slipping. You've tried to trust while carrying disappointment in your bones. Even when doubt grew louder than your faith, you did not let go entirely. Even when you questioned everything, you still looked toward heaven. That small act, that tiny turning of your heart, was faith, and heaven has been responding to it in silence. I know you wondered if your life was moving too slowly. I know you feared others were running ahead while you were stuck in place. You saw friends succeed while you were still waiting. You watched breakthrough happen in other lives while your prayers remained unanswered. And sometimes you felt forgotten, as if I had passed you by. But I want you to hear this with clarity in your heart. Delay is not denial. Waiting is not rejection. Silence is not abandonment. Every step of your journey has meaning, even the ones that hurt, even the ones you wish you could erase, even the ones you didn't understand. You thought so many seasons were wasted, but I was shaping you in ways you could not see. I was deepening your faith, widening your capacity, strengthening the foundation inside you, so that when the blessing finally arrived, it would not break you, it would build you. You prayed for a miracle, but I was preparing you to carry it with grace and confidence. My beloved, you are entering a turning point you didn't even know was coming. There are days ahead of you that will not look like the days behind you. The heaviness you're accustomed to carrying is lifting. The doors that once stayed locked are beginning to open. The battles you fought alone are turning into testimonies that others will learn strength from. You thought you were stuck, but I was positioning you. You thought you were waiting for me, but I was waiting for your heart to grow strong enough to walk into what I had prepared. The pain that tried to suffocate your joy is losing its power. The fear that whispered you weren't enough is being silenced. The doubt that convinced you nothing would change is being uprooted. I have seen every wound, every scar, every heartbreak, and not one of them disqualified you from my love. Instead, they made you softer, kinder, wiser, and more able to carry compassion into the world. You are not weak because you cried. You are not broken because you hurt. You are not behind because you paused to heal. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. I never asked you to be strong on your own. I never wanted you to pretend everything was fine when it wasn't. I never expected you to walk through the fire without trembling. I simply asked you to stay close, even when all you could offer was a whisper of hope. And you did. You are still here. Your faith, though tested, endured, and that is why you are stepping into blessing now. Not because you earned it, but because your heart stayed open enough to receive it. You may not feel ready. You may still feel tired. You may think you are not qualified to carry what comes next. But readiness is not measured by how confident you feel. Readiness is measured by willingness. And your spirit is willing. That is enough. You do not need every answer. You do not need a perfect plan. You simply need to keep trusting the one who has never let go of you. I want you to release the fear that has lived inside you for too long. Release the belief that you are alone. Release the pressure to control what only I can orchestrate. You don't have to make the miracle happen. You only have to receive it. I am the one who opens the doors. I am the one who aligns the right people. I am the one who turns impossibilities into testimonies. You don't have to chase what I have already assigned to your life. Pay attention to the stirring in your soul. Something sacred is awakening inside you. Hope is returning, not as a weak flicker, but as a steady flame. Peace is making a home in places where anxiety once lived. Strength is rising where weariness had settled. These changes may feel small, but they are the beginning of something bigger than you imagine. You asked me to speak. This is my answer. You asked me for a sign. This is your sign. You asked me if your prayers mattered. They mattered more than you know. I am not far. I am not silent. I am not withholding love or blessing. I am near. I am speaking. And I am moving in ways you will soon see with your own eyes. Your story is not finished. The pages ahead carry joy that will wash away the memories of pain. You will laugh again without heaviness pressing on your chest. You will wake up with purpose, not resignation. You will walk into rooms with confidence instead of self-doubt. You will see prayers answered that you thought were forgotten. You will experience peace that doesn't make sense compared to your past. You will walk in favor that no one can explain, but everyone will witness. You are stepping into this next season not as someone broken, but as someone rebuilt by love. The cracks in your heart will shine with grace. The scars you carry will become reminders of how far you've come, not signs of what you lost. What once hurt you deeply will someday serve as proof that God was always working, even in the dark. Stay here with me. Don't rush away from this feeling. Let your heart stretch to believe that goodness is coming. Let faith arise, even if it trembles. Let hope breathe again. You have survived yesterday. Now it's time to live tomorrow differently. If you feel this truth settling inside you, say Amen. If you believe God is moving, share this message. Stay blessed and keep your heart open. Wait right here for a moment longer. Don't swipe away. You may not realize it, but you are standing in the exact place where heaven is pouring out a final word for this season of your life. You didn't stay through these moments accidentally. God kept your heart listening because He wants to breathe strength and destiny into you right now. So stay with me and let every word settle deep. My precious child, I know there were chapters of your life where the pain swallowed up your joy so completely that you wondered if happiness would ever return to you. I saw you lose things you thought you would carry forever. I watched relationships fade, dreams slip through your fingers, opportunities crumble right when you finally thought things were turning around. And you grieved quietly while pretending to be okay because you didn't want to fall apart. But I need you to hear this truth with clarity. None of those losses were wasted. Not one tear fell without purpose. Not one heartbreak missed my sight. You thought silence meant I wasn't responding. But my silence was holding something sacred. While you were waiting, I was healing pieces of you that needed to mend before you stepped into what is coming. You thought your faith was failing, but it was quietly being anchored deeper than before. You see, every season has its work. The storms shape us, but they do not define us. The fire refines us, but it does not destroy us. The tears soften us, but they do not drown us. When you felt most broken, I was making room inside you for joy you have not yet tasted. When you felt like you were losing everything, I was removing what could not stay with you in the new chapter I was writing. When people walked away, I was clearing space for the ones who would walk beside you into your purpose. When doors closed, I was protecting you from paths that would have stolen your peace. You don't have to understand every turn your journey took. You only have to trust that I have been faithful in every breath of it. I know you have carried guilt, wondering if you caused your own delays, wondering if you failed me or ruined something important. Let that burden fall off you now. You did not delay your destiny. You did not ruin my plans for your life. I do not build futures so fragile that they collapse under human weakness. I factor in your mistakes, your doubts, your fears, your pauses, and I keep pushing you forward anyway. You believed you were standing still, but you were growing roots. Growth that happens underground doesn't look like progress at first, but it is the strongest kind. And now, just like a seed finally breaking through the soil, your life is entering a season where what you prayed for, hoped for, and held on to is going to become visible. My beloved, the shift has already started. You may not see it yet, but heaven sees it clearly. The ground beneath you is moving. The atmosphere around you is changing. You are stepping from a season of merely enduring into a season of receiving. What once felt impossible is beginning to align. What once seemed far away is drawing near. And what once felt disconnected is coming together into a story that will make sense in hindsight. You will soon look back at the pain and realize it built strength. You will reflect on rejection and see it was redirection. You will remember silence and understand it was preparation. You will look at what felt like endings and recognize them as beginnings. Your heartbreak will turn into compassion, your confusion into clarity, your waiting into wisdom. Heaven is not standing still. Angels have been assigned to guide you. Open doors, soften hearts, and clear obstacles. The blessing that once required waiting will now respond to your faith. You are not stepping into favor alone. You are stepping into it hand in hand with the one who loved you first, walked with you through the valley, and is now leading you to the mountaintop. I know trusting again feels risky. Hoping again feels dangerous. Opening your heart again feels like vulnerability. You're not sure you can survive twice. But trust this truth. The God who walked with you through every sorrow is the same God who will celebrate with you in joy. I will not abandon you now. I did not carry you through the hardest nights of your life just to leave you in the morning. You will rise from this, not with fear, but with confidence. You will carry peace in places where anxiety used to rule. You will make decisions not from insecurity but from identity. You will walk with your head lifted, not because everything in life is perfect, but because you finally understand who walks before you, beside you, and behind you. The miracle you have longed for is already in motion, not a distant promise, an unfolding reality. Do not let fear convince you to shrink when I am calling you to expand. Do not let doubt make you play small when I have designed you for more. Do not let the memory of old wounds stop you from stepping into new blessings. What is ahead of you holds more joy than the sorrow behind you ever stole. You won't have to fight every battle alone anymore. You will begin to see me answer prayers faster than you can articulate them. Peace that used to take months to find will settle in an instant. Provision will meet you at the exact moment you need it. Strength will rise even when you don't feel strong. You are walking into a season where heaven will feel closer. Miracles will feel personal. And love will feel undeniable. My beloved child, this is not a moment to shrink back. This is a moment to stand up inside your spirit. Lift your eyes, lift your faith, lift your expectation. Your life is not ordinary. Your story is not accidental. Your purpose has not expired. You are stepping into a divine appointment, written long before your first breath. And when you look back, you will see that all the waiting, all the tears, All the lonely nights were working together to bring you right here, to a place where your heart can finally receive what I prepared. You are chosen. You are seen. You are deeply loved, more than you can measure, and more than you can comprehend. You are stepping into a future touched by grace, guided by wisdom, and covered in favor. If your spirit is saying yes, even a shaking yes, speak it out, whisper it, declare it, type Amen. Share this with someone who needs to feel God holding their story too. And stay blessed, my beloved. Your miracle is not coming. It is already on the way, and heaven is smiling as you receive.